Fearless, Farah.
Frank, Hayes, and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in to our first road show at JU and UNF. We do it all basketball season long. Today we're here on the campus of Jacksonville University at Cantina Rio, as it were. And then next week, of course, we'll be at UNF. So I'm looking forward to both of those, and I always get kind of excited about those. And I love coming out to the campuses. J.U. Bellarmine coming up a little bit later on tonight. Frangie and Carline with you on the road. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
What a gorgeous day, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. It's beautiful, and they've got that new facility. The pool is sparkling. And look forward to hearing all about that. But
it is beautiful.
They were building it the last time we were here.
Yeah, it is.
And finishing it up, and it's cool to see the finished product now.
I mean, I'm telling you, this is what a college campus is. This Cantina Rio is a little restaurant bar right on the campus. You can see the river from here. They've got that gorgeous deck right behind it. Hayes was talking about that pool. I'd forgotten until you were asking someone earlier. It was they were building it, and so but now they got this pool and the umbrellas out there and the volleyball courts just to the left of there, and the place is packed, by the way, as you might imagine. That's what you're supposed to pool. We live in Florida, okay?
Right.
So you can pack a pool on January 27th.
And it's finally nice.
Yeah, it really is. It's been up and down. But we're glad you're with us, and we're live here. We do want to thank our friends from Stanley Pools. Always a Stanley Pools Thursday around here on the program. Good to be back in our normal time slot from 4 to 6 here on Thursday. We'll be at 4 to 6 now for until football season starts again coming up on Thursday. All kind of fun things to talk about. They were a busy show, though, by the way. I can tell you right now. J.U. Bellarmine tonight, so Jordan Mincy stops by at 4:15. He'll be by in just a few moments to talk all about the J.U. basketball team. Jordan's always kind enough to stop by when we are out here. At 5 o'clock at the top of the hour, our friend Lee Smith will join us by phone. Our PGA Tour report today is by phone. And then Alex Ricker-Gilbert at 5:20 will be here as the JU athletic director. So we got all kind of fun stuff. I'm ready. I'm ready to be on location. Gorgeous day out here today. Hope you'll join. I really do. I tell you this all the time. I love coming to our college campus. Number one, college campuses are beautiful. And this one with all the oak trees and right on the river. I mean, this is as gorgeous a college campus. I mean, it really is. If you think about it, it's as nice a college campus as you'll ever visit. Aesthetically, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, again, right here on the river and a gorgeous day. So, yeah, absolutely. It's picturesque. And, it's exciting to be here. You know, this is obviously it's been a struggling start for both our local D1 teams, JU and UNF. But JU's finding some momentum. They've won 2 of their last 3. That defense has really been playing at a really high level over that span and allowing just under 60 points a game. So, JU's starting to figure some things out, and tonight's a big opportunity for him. Bellarmine has really struggled. They're 1-5 in league play, so this is an opportunity for the Dolphins to get to 3-4 in ASUN competition and start to make a push up the standings.
Well, I can tell you this too: they've won 2 or 3. To your point, Central Arkansas, they led the entire game. I watched the entire game. They led the entire game and lost at the end there. So they've almost won their last 3. I can also tell you they started with a brutal schedule in the league. They played maybe the best teams in the league, Lipscomb, Austin Peay, and Queens right out of the gate. So it's been a tough schedule for them. So, but 2 of the last 3. They're an eyelash from having won 3 in a row. They won that game that they led at Central Arkansas, who's pretty good, by the way. So we'll certainly talk again. Jordan Mincy joins us in just a few moments. So we'll talk JU basketball. And again, UNF next week. JU today. Next Thursday, we'll be on the campus of UNF, and certainly look forward to that coming up as well. The news of the day to me today, I'm not even surprised by it, but I'm thrilled by it. Trevor Lawrence, a finalist for the most valuable player in the National Football League. I mean, that from where people felt about Trevor once upon a time, there's only 5 finalists. Now, I don't know that he's going to win it, but he's one of 5 finalists in the National Football League MVP voting. That's pretty doggone cool.
I was surprised that he made it because I was surprised that he got that. I mean, obviously they picked the finalists from, who the voting block. I mean, that's all in. That's not a projection. So, I think he's going to finish 5th, but to be a finalist for the most prestigious on-field award that you can win speaks volumes because we're really not that far removed from the Arizona game where, he was turnover prone and really had been throughout the first half of the season. And to think that, he ended up getting to a place where he could be among the 5 up for that coveted award. It is outstanding stuff. It's well earned. He was the AFC Player of the Month for December and January. So obviously he closed in incredible fashion and was certainly deserving of it. And but I was surprised that just because of it's how the voting block is around the nation,
right?
But that's a big step for Trevor Lawrence in terms of the perception of him nationally.
And there was a clear buzz about him down the stretch. And again, you and I've had this talk a bunch. I thought the Arizona game, as weird as it was, because the 4 turnovers were bad turnovers, but as weird as it was, I thought that's the game he found himself because he made so many big boy plays and really played well down the stretch. I'm excited. I mean, that to me is the news of the day. Trevor Lawrence is, and of course Liam Cohen, as expected, in the one of the 5 finalists for Coach of the Year, as he should be.
Yeah, that one was certainly to be expected.
Yeah, by the way, I think Liam should be the Coach of the Year. I'm guessing Mike Vrabel will get it, and I got no problem with Mike Vrabel getting it. Mike Vrabel's a wonderful coach and did a magnificent job. The amount of wins that team has now, he's been fantastic. I have no problem with Mike Vrabel being the Coach of the Year. All the candidates are good, by the way.
Right.
I mean, Mike Vrabel, Liam Cohen, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan. You can't get that one wrong no matter which one of those guys you pick. You really can't.
I will be interested in seeing how that voting shakes out 1 through 5, because to me that's way more of a competitive race in terms of the 5 candidates. I would agree with you. I think Liam is certainly deserving of winning it. I don't think he will win it, but I am curious to see where he falls in the. I would imagine maybe 3rd behind Vrabel and Ben Johnson, but it'll be very interesting to see when we have that ceremony February 5th.
I think Liam should win it. I'm biased, that's my opinion, but here's the reality. I think he could win it. I also think he could finish 5th. That's how clumped in those. That's how clumped together. Those 5 guys there. What he did to turn around this franchise, what Vrabel did in his first year, what Ben Johnson. That's 3 guys in their first year. Okay, Kyle Shanahan. I think he did. I think there's a sympathy feel there that he's never won it. He's a really good coach who's never won it, which I think why he got a little buzz as the season kind of went on. And Mike McDonald might win the Super Bowl, and I mean he
with
might
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, with Sam Darnold he might win the Super Bowl. Correct. So great job by all those guys. So we'll certainly talk about that kind of as the show goes along today. But I think it's fantastic news. I think it's big news. And I'll say this final thought before we go to break. Then say hello to Jordan Mincy. I think this too. This is a big deal for Trevor. This could catapult you. This could you shake the shackles of why isn't he better and why isn't he elite, and this sends you into the offseason now. That's on your resume now, okay? That's on your resume. No more questions about why not. The most valuable player in the National Football League is a prestigious dang award, man. And there's only 5 guys that could win it. Only 5 that could win it. So, I mean, you know what I mean, Hayes? I think this could catapult. The end of the season could, too. Boy, I think Trevor's well-positioned. He's only 26 years old. He's really well-positioned as this thing moves forward.
Yeah, I mean, now throughout the offseason, if you read a story about Trevor Lawrence or people are talking about Trevor Lawrence, you'd like to think they introduce him with MVP finalist.
That's right.
What it should be, because I mean it's a fact, and so yeah, it's a phenomenal accomplishment for Trevor Lawrence. And again, I'll give the voters credit because I was surprised that he made the top 5 for it, just because again it wasn't like he usually when something like that happens, it's like you had the great September and October and sort of got on the radar. And then, maybe it wasn't as strong down the stretch, but for him to basically go from, people questioning the contract midway through the year to now being an MVP finalist, it is sensational. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's a great springboard to where Trevor and Liam and the organization is going in 2026 and beyond.
It's at a great place, no question about it. So a lot of fun football to talk about as always. But today's the day for basketball. We're live on the campus of JU. JU and Bellarmine tonight. They get together. Bellarmine, struggling team in the A-Sun too. JU should win that game. I expect that they will win that game. That would be 3 wins in their last 4 games. And again, just a narrow loss in the one of those that they didn't win. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll say hello to Jordan Mincy, the outstanding JU basketball coach. That's next on this Stanley Pools Thursday. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Step into the arena. Step on the field. Step up to the plate. 1010XL.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Is your office or study needing some wall space covered? At Showtime, we have framed pieces of autographed jerseys and 16 by 20 photos. A variety of sports and sizes to make your office feel like yours. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Jacksonville is thinking teal, and so are Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. It's Jaguars Today, breaking down everything Jags and NFL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. Weekdays 10 to noon on 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's a new year at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Cash in this month with thrilling promotions and tournaments, including daily high hands. Don't miss the winning weekends and table games Clockwork Cash Out, giving away $500 cash every 30 minutes on selected weekends at all Best Bet locations. The excitement is just beginning in 2026. Learn the games and see all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm with Brent from Cycles of Jacksonville. And when the weather starts to shift a little bit, especially during the fall, you've got some really cool stuff from Honda Off-Road.
We do. It's my favorite time of the year for me. Nice little chill in the air. We've got some side-by-sides. We've got the ATVs. Of course, they're legendary dirt bikes. We've got it all.
And for the hunter?
Oh, we've got side-by-sides that work and play.
All right, so make sure you check it out. Showroom wide open for you on Atlantic near Regency. If you want to go off-road and have some fun, check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
Get your tickets for the Tom Coughlin J-Fund Wine Tasting Gala. Join Super Bowl winning coach Tom Coughlin at VyStar Ballpark Thursday, March 5th and raise a glass to help local families tackling childhood cancer. Enjoy hundreds of wines from around the world and food from top local restaurants. Buy tickets and learn more at tcjfund.org/wine. tcjfund.org/wine.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller. Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air & Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter. Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We welcome you back to the JU campus. Frank Frangie along with Hayes Carline. Jordan Mincy, skinny Jordan Mincy joins us now. Did you notice him when he walked in?
He's always been skinny.
No, he's skinnier now, though.
He's
You're skinny. Aren't you skinnier? Aren't you thinner now?
I am a little bit thinner, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I am a little thinner.
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to go. I saw him walk in. I'm going on a diet. I'm going to diet right away. So, hey, man, good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks for having us out. Let's talk about your team a little bit. Playing well. We just talked about it before you came in, and then with you off at the break. Kind of found a little something, didn't you? Playing at a pretty good last 2 or 3 games, pretty good, huh?
Yeah, we really feel like we're moving in the right direction. The last 3 games, we feel like even though we dropped one at Central Arkansas, we feel like our guys are starting to come together, trying to really develop our offensive identity. Defensively, they really picked it up, but at the same time, we just feel like the last 3 games are kind of seeing what we thought this season would be.
You guys are only averaging, in terms of given scoring defense-wise, only allowing about 58 points over this 3-game stretch in which you've won 2 out of 3. Is that guys kind of buying in? Is that what, getting back to those hallmarks, what's been the process of playing that great JU defense that you've been playing all 5 years here?
Yeah, and my offense coordinator, Brett Comer, he's going to kill me that I say this, but we play really slow offensively. He reminds me of that, hey, coach, we're like 350 in tempo in the country. And I'm like, hey, look, man, we just scored the most points that we've scored, in the last few games where our differentials in points is totally different due to our ability to be able to get stops, but then also execute on the other end. And we really, cut down on our turnovers. And so for me, just being able to kind of understand, these guys, they understand what our identity is, and just understanding the defense concepts. They knew it all the time, but now they hold themselves to a different level of accountability.
I get the sense, and I watched so much of your basketball since the day you got on campus. You've always been great defensive. You guys have always played hard. I get the sense that it feels like a better shooting team. I mean, Wood can shoot it, Stirk can shoot it. Arias can shoot it. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're 100% on.
Yeah.
And these guys, I always tell them all the time in practice, the guys are very calculated with their decisions and understanding what shots to take. They're not a lot of high volume shooters, and the one thing is they're very efficient. And so for me, being able to understand that those guys, even though a guy like Wood is a freshman, he has an older spirit, an older soul about him, and he understands the game at a different level. And we talk to him, we brag on him all the time. But a guy like Chris Arias, he's been battling through injury, but at the same time, he's getting back to being 100%. He's ready to go, and we all know that he's capable of lighting it up.
Let me ask you about Wood. Intrigues me because he's 6'6". Yeah. Arias is 6'2", but he's 6'6". There may be something there now. You get that. I watched him a few times. He seems to have a little edge to him.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me more about Hayden Wood. He's fun.
Yeah, Hayden Wood is an unbelievable young man. We're so blessed to have him. He comes from a great family, right? Football background. Basketball is his second sport. Dad is on the coaching staff at SMU for football. And so Dad's a legend from the high school that they came from. And so all he knows is football. And so when you talk about toughness, when he steps on the floor, he's just one of the toughest guys. And then so part of the reason that our defense has gone up so much is because we put him on the team's best offensive player. And he's really set down. He guards. He beats him to different spots on the floor. And then he rebounds with such a aggressiveness to him that, it's hard not to enjoy a guy like that and coach a guy like that every day.
Jalen Jones leading you in scoring. Tell us a little bit about what he brings to the floor. And he's one of your older players, at least in the starting 5. So how important has his leadership been to the program?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, he's one of my older players, but he's only been here a year. So that just talks a little bit just about the transfer portal. But he's a jack of all trades. He's a guy who defensively can pick up the primary ball handler on another team. But at the same time, he's a guy, if he gets hot, he can really let it go. And, we have full confidence in his leadership skills. Oftentimes, he's the guy who's running back defensively and just talking about, hey, guys, get your hands up. Hey, let's make sure we're talking. Let's make sure we're talking at an elite level. And so just being able to have him added to this team's roster and kind of understanding that he necessarily never had that leadership role, and now he has it. It's been really cool just to watch his journey and see how he's developed.
Tell us about your big guys. Obviously, Rivers is your starting center. I'm glad to see him starting now. He's been around. He knows you. He knows the program. Good. Tell me about him. Tell me about Donovan first of all, and then about your inside guys overall.
Yeah, Donovan has really come along. He's a guy who played. He had some starter moments throughout his career, but he's played mostly in the backup role. And so for now, he's really embracing the leadership role along with Jalen, understanding how vocal he needs to be in practice. And so being able to kind of have him and talk about just our standard. The one thing he always talks about is, hey guys, this isn't at the standard. And so even though we had an extremely tough non-conference schedule, he was one of the main guys who always had joy, always had life in the room. And so to be able to have him on the roster is a blessing.
What kind of challenges will Bellarmine present tonight?
They're always challenging with their offense. They have such an old school offense. We always talk about to our guys, and I don't even think our guys were born when Bobby Knight was coaching, so they probably don't even know. We need to stop using that reference. But it's like a Bobby Knight motion, right? They're continuously moving. They brag on how the least amount of dribbles that they can have offensively, and so they always because of their style play is so unique that it's hard for your guys to really rationalize and say, hey guys, if you let these guys get to their spots, they can be very dangerous. So try to take them away from their spots. Understand you're gonna have your hands full, and if you stick to the game plan, you give yourself an opportunity to win tonight.
Jordan, how hard is it now? Today's college basketball, the NIL world, the transfer world, the portal. I mean, let's be honest. You get a guy. If a guy's good, he's gone. If a guy's not good, you can't play. How hard is navigating today's landscape in college basketball?
It's extremely hard. When you talk about 5 years ago, a guy like Rob McCray, starting point guard at Florida State, who's killing, he would still be here at Jacksonville. Still paying my starting center from last season. He's at Seton Hall breaking all type of rebounding records. And so those two guys will still be on your roster, along with a guy like Hayden Wood. And so when you step out on the floor, you're like, man, this team is dynamic. But every year you're rebuilding. And I think when you look at the scores across the league and the overall records, you can see coaches are still getting to know their teams. They're trying to figure out, is this the right lineup? Should I start these guys? Is this the offense? And literally talking about our last 3 games, we literally just changed our offense the last 3 games. We went away, scratched everything and said, hey, let's go back old school. Let's go back 2 bigs, high-low, and let's just slow it down.
I'll be done. Well, that's interesting. By the way, Rob McCray, it's interesting. So for people that follow JU basketball, when Rob was here, the ball's in Rob's hands. If it's a moment, Rob goes to the basket. Everything works off of Rob, and he just controls so much of the game. So I figured, he goes to FSU. He's going to the ACC. It won't be like that. The heck it's not. It's the same. If you've watched FSU, it's the same thing. That he gets the ball, whether there's a clear out. I mean, they're using him exactly like you used him. I don't know that I expected that.
Yeah, I talk to Rob after every game. And he'll FaceTime me at the Wake Forest game. I know he was really down and out in his spirits. And so I told him, hey, look, knowing you're always going to have a bounce-back game. And so he came back. He played really well. They got the win in Miami.
Made the 2 free throws.
Made the 2 free throws. And I told him, you can't hang your head. You understand you're going to have more bad games. But at the same time, you also going to equal out and have really good games. And so being able just to know he's having success, I'm so proud of that dude and the man that he's becoming and continues to develop into.
Have you guys been pretty good from a health standpoint? How's that been?
Yeah, we're all over the place. So you talk about Donovan Rivers, right? And so he comes in Monday and says, hey, the back of my knee's hurting. And I said, okay. So we had to sit him out. And so he gets an MRI, and literally a shoot around today, they say, hey, he's fine. So he can go. So then he's like, Coach, am I good? You sure? I'm like, yeah, come on.
He had an MRI this week?
He got an MRI this week, literally. Got back, got an MRI. He thought he was limping through the airport, couldn't walk, and then today he's fine. So I'm like, okay, that's a blessing. So he'll suit up tonight. But you look at a guy like Chris Aries, who he's battling through knee injuries.
Yeah.
And he wants to win so bad that he'll go out there and he'll play hurt. And so, he played 35 minutes at Lipscomb, and then the next day he's like, Coach, I can't walk. Like, my knees are killing me. And so we tried to play him limited minutes, Austin Peay. We set him out the next 2 games, and, he's just getting back to himself. And so just being able to understand that we're going to have some injuries, we're going to be up and down, it's part of the season. And we understand that.
How is Chris healthy now?
Yeah,
Chris, for people that don't know, he's a Providence player, he's a local kid, really good player. Do you feel like he's healthy?
Oh, yeah. I feel like, he's not going to be 100%, but Chris is about 90, 95. The way he was moving, his attitude, like I told him, he's much more of a player, and everybody around our program knows he's the guy. And when he feels fully healthy and when he's ready to go, he's a nightmare on that floor. And so being able to see him kind of get back to his original state for us is a joy.
What's the buzz in the coaching world about what's going on with Alabama and having a player coming back to school that was in the 2023 NBA draft and, has done all that? Like, I mean, what among your peers, is that good news because it opens up other windows of, or is it like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think it's kind of mixed views, but I think it's so much pressure to win games, right? And so everybody has their different opinions, but at the same time, I think when it comes from a university perspective, the pressure that a coach has in order to win games, they're gonna do what they need to do to win games. And if it's anything that's legal, then they're going to find that loophole wherever it may be to be able to push that button. And so I think everybody's going to have their certain opinions because they want, things to be the right way. Hey, guys, this age, they need to play 4 years, whatever it may be. But at the same time, they're not going to be mad if they win a national championship and that guy's on their roster.
Do what you have to do, right?
You do what you got to do.
Jordan, tell me about the league a little bit. I think you got a little bit of a tough draw. You started Lipscomb, Austin Peay, Queens. I mean, they're three pretty good. Thank you for those three being my first 3 games, right? But tell me about the league, where the league's strong.
So the league is unique, right? It's so much parity anywhere between the last place team all the way up until about 4th, 5th place. And so right now, it's just a gauntlet. Everybody's playing each other. Everybody's knocking one another off. And for us, we had 4 of our first 6 on the road. And so when you look at that, you say to yourself, okay, if you look on paper, I probably would have told you we'd be 3-6 maybe, or 2-6, but at the same time, you look at it and you say, okay, our next 4 are at home. And so being able to take care of home court, do what you need to do, got to take care of the night, obviously, but if you do what you need to do, you put yourself right in the hunt. And you never know what the hunt is. Is that 4th place, or is that fighting for 2nd or 1st? And like I said, it's just so much parity throughout the league, especially because of the transfer portal. And so for you just never know who's going to show up.
What are some elements for your team that you feel like over the second half of the season can really grow and become even bigger strengths for you?
The one thing that we've done, especially in the last 3 games, we really changed our substitution pattern. A lot of times we were playing more so small ball, going 4 around 1. And as I spoke on our offense, we've gone more so 3 around 2. And so now, my friend Grant Leonard at Queens, he was like, hey, Vince, you have like 7 or 8 guys on your bench that's like 6'8", that's just waving towels. Why are you not playing those guys? And I was like, man, I'm trying out this new system. It looked good early on. He's like, yeah, but that don't fit you. And so, we play these guys now. They're stronger, they're bigger, and I think it's really worked out in our favor, especially from a rebounding perspective.
That's really interesting. Did you try something? You're right. You always play 3 out, 2 in.
Yes.
I didn't think about that. You just said it, but that's how you play.
As always.
And so maybe that's part of it. Sometimes is to try something. But I get it. I mean, Lockett's a good player. Arias is a good player. Hayden's a good player. Sturck's like a really good point guard. If you got a lot of guys, Jalen's a good. I mean, if you got a lot of those little guys, not little, but you know what I mean. You got a lot of those outside guys. You're tempted to play them all together, right?
Yes. And and when we look at a staff perspective, we're like, okay, so we can have these guys on the floor at the same time. How do we maximize having all these guys on the roster and taking care of their skill sets at the same time? And so for us, just looking back at it, we're like, you know what? Some of these guys are going to have to split minutes at certain positions.
Yeah.
Obviously, due to injury, you got a guy like Hayden Wood who really flourishes now and gets the playing time that, he at first he was playing time with Chris. And so now these guys kind of coming into their roles and being able to kind of see, hey, where are we struggling at? We're not as great as the rebounding team, or defensively, we're not number 1 where we've always been in the league. And so if you look at the numbers now, we're back to number 1 in the league in defense.
From a fan's perspective, it's been really cool seeing the analytics involved with like certain lineups and how efficient those 5 playing together are.
Yep.
What's that process like for you guys when you kind of self-scout yourselves?
So literally we in our MT, we were in Daytona Beach, and Comer, again, our offensive coordinator, he's big on analytics. Like, everything's analytics. Hey, look, this is our roster. This is our defensive roster. And one of the things that was glaring is a guy at the time, he was our 3rd center, Allen, number 14 on our roster. And so we were looking, I was like, he's our best defensive center. And this dude is like, he's massive, huge, strong guy, great character. And we were barely playing him. At the time, we played him like 6-7 minutes a game. He's like, Coach, he's in every defensive lineup for us. Like, we got to do a better job with this. And so we started to put him in. And like last game, watching some of the clips versus North Alabama, knowing their front court and how good they are, he really held his own. And a lot of times he owned the paint.
Hearing you say all this, it makes sense. I want to go back to something you said a minute ago. Yeah, if it's just 10 years ago, McRae and Payne are both still here with Wood, and you're loaded. Well, so not only does that world change for everybody, but you also got to learn them.
Yes.
I mean, not only did you have more veteran guys that know you, but you knew them.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big part of this, right?
Yes.
I mean, you said you made a change 3 games ago. Part of that's learning guys that I don't care how much you practice them, you got to see them in games to really know who they are.
Yeah, and I told our staff, when you go to a place like George Mason, they're 18-1 right now. They're a defensive monster. You go out there and you question yourself on a lot of things offensively. Like, hey, man, we can't play this guy out there, man. Like, he looked terrible. And so the next game you go in, you play FIU on the road, and you're like, okay, we're going to beat these guys. And those guys are taking away certain looks, and that lineup didn't work. And so you're kind of just flipping pages trying to figure out what's the answer. And there's no right or wrong answer. But then you know what? You start to fall into a groove. You start to say, hey, hold on. Let's go back and watch some more film. Let's see how this guy plays with this guy in practice. And so throughout the course of the league and, non-con and also conference play, we say to ourselves, you know what, we'll figure out what the best lineup is.
It seems like you've done that now. JU's won 2 out of 3, and I'll got to emphasize this. Outplayed Central Arkansas the whole game. I mean, outplayed, so should it be 3 in a row, 2 out of 3. Some home games coming up. Jordan Mincy, the terrific JU basketball coach. Hey, man, thanks for always stopping by. Good luck. I look forward to watching your team play tonight. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
All right, Jordan Mincy, the JU basketball coach. It's going to be fun. JU and Bellarmine tonight at 7 o'clock here in Swisher Gym. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. People ask, are your solutions for thinning hair permanent? Yes, our solutions have permanent natural results and are guaranteed to work. Put our 35 years of experience helping 10,000 plus men and women to work for your thinning hair. Our trademark hair transplant procedures will give you 3 times more hair in one procedure. PRP and laser treatments are fast, easy, and effective, and only take 30 minutes. Most of our staff have experienced hair loss ourselves. Our caring and confidential team can help you look better and feel better about yourself and restoring your hair again.
For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Welcome back to The Frangie Show. Frank Frangie Hayes Carline here at JU. Lovely campus as we get ready for JU hosting Bellarmine tonight at 7 o'clock. Certainly appreciated Jordan Mincy's comments. A lot of great stuff. And just in terms of the development of a college team, and it just hammers the point home of what a different world. This is Jordan's 5th year here, and the dynamic of college sports has changed in that 5-year period more than the previous 80 years.
No question. And to that end, you know, obviously he made the point. If Steph Payne and Rob McRae are here now, and with Hayden Wood, they're a NCAA tournament team. Maybe they'd win this league for sure, which makes them an NCAA tournament team. But because those two really good players are gone, you and I saw a Saturday game, I think it was last year, when Payne had been hurt. You remember this?
Yes.
And when the whole game, and he played like 11 minutes or 15 minutes. The whole game was different when he was in.
Yeah, his plus minus had to be like plus 19.
It did. And so, but now he's gone. McRae was the best player on the team. He's now the best player on Florida State's team in the ACC. Now Florida State's a struggling team, but he carried them against Miami last week and made the 2 free throws to win the game. But there's also the part of it. The other part of that, Hayes, is not only is your team not as good, you don't know your team. You got to, I mean, now look, the Power 4 schools deal with a lot of that too, but they still have a foundation they know, right? These teams have all new guys, it seems. Doesn't it feel that way?
Absolutely. Yeah, at least like Todd Golden knew what he had in Houck, Condon, Shanley Liu, hand-logged in.
Correct. He had a couple. Well, Isaiah Brown was on the team.
Right.
The Power 4 teams add 2 or 3 new guys. These teams add 7 or 8 new guys.
Yeah, or 11.
Or 11 new guys, right? Like as Jordan said, yeah, so it's a tough thing. He's a really good guy. I'll tell you this. I said this about Matthew Driscoll when he was here at UNF. Bobby Kennan, we've already had him on, the UNF coach now. Jordan, the times he's been here. We've had some good dudes, man.
Without a doubt.
They're always, they make themselves available every time we come over. And a big part of our show is we spend time at JU and UNF getting you excited, hopefully, about their games. It's a big part of the local fabric of sports. I believe that, or the fabric of local sports, I should say, certainly in this town. And we enjoy coming out. We enjoy seeing these teams play. We enjoy kind of being around them. So we enjoyed that a great deal. We're going to take a break. Hayes has headlines coming up. I do want to remind you or prepare you. Lee Smith joins us at 5 o'clock by phone today. Lee Smith with us by 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, always our golf reporters on Thursday. And then Alex Ricker-Gilbert. After that, the AD will stop by. So let's take a break. Hayes has headlines after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Let the excitement of the game take you away.
Flyers back on top of the college basketball world championship madness.
Your home for play-by-play is 1010XL.
It's a great day to be a Gator.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime family of companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialists.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, Lifetime flooring, and Lifetime windows.
Glass and screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value.
And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited Lifetime offers.
Lifetime enclosures.
Funny thing, a lot of plumbing companies still call themselves local, even after being bought by, well, not local people. Meanwhile, Hall & Sons Plumbing is still family-owned, veteran-operated, and proudly serving Jacksonville the way we always have, with a handshake, honest pricing, and real local roots. So if you want a plumber who actually lives down the road, not in a boardroom 3 states away, call Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
They give their best physically and mentally.
Listen for the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Scholar Athlete of the Week, tuned up by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234
Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show
on 1010XL.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Duval Fence is looking for the best in fence installers. Check out DuvalFence.com right now and fence in a great job opportunity. From estimates to installers, they're looking for you right now. Log on to DuvalFence.com for all the details. Equal opportunity employer.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, don't worry about any, quote, problems you think might be related, because I've got the perfect team that will keep you right on track. In fact, they've got a guarantee that you can't beat. And that is Chad and Sandy, the agents I would call to sell my home. You see why? Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. But the promise is this. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jacksonville homes are selling, but many take months and a low price to sell. Getting top price means aggressive marketing. Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive demand to sell your home. Darcy in San Jose said, I felt too isolated in my retirement. I wanted to buy in a different area, better suited for me. I spoke to several agents who didn't seem to care. I needed to find someone I could rely on. In come Chad and Sandy, and in 3 days, the home was sold. ChadandSandy.com or 904-414-6200.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We're delighted to be out here at JU. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Let's start with the Jaguars. What offseason? The offseason doesn't exist in the NFL, and it certainly doesn't exist for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Huge accolades today on multiple fronts. We'll start with the franchise quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, one of 5 finalists for MVP honors. MVP honors of the NFL. Your quarterback, a finalist, 1 of 5. The winner will be announced at the NFL Honors Ceremony on February 5th. Trevor Lawrence is also a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year, another very distinguished award. but we're talking MVP here.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence in the same conversation. MVP finalist, outstanding stuff.
That's what I said at the top of the program, Hayes. I think that is a big story because of all the bullets he's taken for so long. That guy just keeps right on doing the next thing. That keeps right on doing what he needs to do. I am so impressed with, proud of Trevor Lawrence. I mean, there's only 5 of these finalists in the entire league, okay? And you're right. But Comeback Player of the Year is a great award too, but it ain't MVP. And do I think Trevor's necessarily going to win the award? Maybe not. I mean, there's other guys more prominently recognized, and other guys have had great. I mean, Matt Stafford's had a wonderful year. We can go on and on. Josh Allen, we talked about him last week. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey and Drake May are great candidates. They're all good candidates. There's no bad candidates. But to be in that company, I think it's a fantastic story and a fantastic validation of where Trevor Lawrence has gone in his career under the direction of Liam Cohen, and I can't wait for what's next. I really mean that.
Absolutely, and his head coach got a nice accolade as well. Liam Cohen, a finalist for Coach of the Year honors.
And no surprise there either. Again, that's a really good list. Liam, Vrabel, Johnson, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, all deserving. Listen, if you haven't already been excited about where this thing appears headed, if those 2 accolades don't excite you even more, then something's wrong with you. I mean, again, anything can happen, but I know we felt good in 18 after the 17 run. I know we felt good in 23 after the 22 run. Hell, we probably felt good in 08 after the 07 run. I get it. And Lord knows we felt good in the Coughlin years when they might have had the best team in the league in 99. But it's been a long time since I've been this encouraged in an offseason about what the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe, will become. I mean that in all my heart. I'm really excited about where I think this team's headed.
Absolutely. Jaguars linebacker Devin Lloyd has made the Pro Bowl games after T.J. Watt pulled out with an injury.
And
so good for Devin.
Devin should have been there to start with.
Yep.
And again, I'm not sure what the Pro Bowl games are. Do they play, I don't know if there's badminton in there?
Dodgeball.
Yeah. Scrabble? Do they play Scrabble?
That'd be interesting.
But I think Devin Lloyd's very deserving. I really do.
Absolutely. Let's do a Jaguar flashback because 1 year ago today, Trent Baalke was fired.
You know, it's funny. Red Ryan O'Halloran wrote a story about it, and it was really interesting. I didn't think about it until I read Ryan's story. It really is interesting, the turn of events that happened from that day. I mean, if you look back at the fact, who knows what went on behind the scenes? Only the people involved know. But what we do know is Liam Cohen pretty much wasn't taking the job, and then Baalke was fired, and then he wound up being the coach here. Now Liam, respectful as ever, classy as ever, said, listen, it wasn't about that. But you got to believe it was in some part. And, I mean, what a turn of events. Baalke's staying, Liam's not coming, Baalke's out, Liam's coming, Baselli's here, Gladstone's here, and we're off and running. What a time that was, and Ryan did a nice job of capturing that in the Times Union today.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get into college basketball. Kentucky getting hot. The Wildcats win their 4th straight game, beating Texas 85-80 last night. Denzel Aberdeen, the former Gator, really starting to play well for Kentucky. The Wildcats now 4-2 in SEC play, so just a game back of Florida and Texas A&M. How dangerous do you think Kentucky might be?
Well, not only are they dangerous, but in that 4-game winning streak, Aberdeen's averaging 18.5. You realize that? He's averaging 18.5 points. He's their leading scorer during that winning streak. He's really helped them. He's a good player. He's got a national championship ring for a reason, and it was a big part of, don't kid yourself, it was a big part of that championship. So he's a good player. I think Kentucky's good. They're always going to be good. I think the league is down from where it was, not down, but down from where it was last year. And so, no, I think Florida's the best team. Florida and A&M are both 5-1, and then, boy, they're all bunched in together. I think Georgia has a good team. I think Kentucky has a good team. I think Arkansas's got a good team. There's a lot of them bunched in there together, Hayes. Vandy's got a good team.
Get out of this little slump they've been in, but they certainly look. They've started 16-0.
Yeah, so there's. I think Florida has the best team in the Southeastern Conference. I believe that. We'll find out a little bit more because I think Auburn's playing at a good level too. But I think Florida's got the best team. Florida and A&M have the best records. After that, they're all bunched in there together.
Yeah, without a doubt, I agree. I think Florida has significantly the best team in the SEC, but you still got to go out there and win the title. Texas A&M cruised past visiting Mississippi State to 68 last night to stay tied with Florida atop the SEC standings at 5-1. Just a reminder, the Gators travel to College Station for the lone meeting between those teams this season on February 7th.
Yeah, a little bit later on in the season. Right now, Florida's in the middle of a run. They play at home against Auburn. Auburn's better. Auburn's physical. Auburn starts 4 guys 6'8" or better, or 6'7" or better. They're big. And they got Pettiford, the little guard, and then a bunch of big guys out there with him. So I think Auburn's pretty good. They're kind of finding themselves. So that'll be a good test on Saturday. But yeah, Florida's a tough out now. I mean, Florida's kind of they have definitely found themselves, and they're a tough out.
And Auburn could be walking into a snake pit on Saturday at 4:00. That's a sold-out game. So you got to think the Rowdy Reptiles are going to be in full throat when the Auburn Tigers come in for a Final Four rematch.
What is cool is Todd Golden is pretty much coaching against his best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, Todd Golden and Stephen Pearl are best friends. They were on Bruce Pearl's staff together. I read today that they've FaceTimed every day. Did you see this? Every day they FaceTimed they called every day or texted. They FaceTimed most days. Pearl, when he gets to Gainesville, when they land tomorrow, he's leaving his team after the walk to whatever you do the day before and going to Golden's house because he's close with his family. So Stephen Pearl and Todd's family are going to hang out. I mean, it's kind of cool.
That is.
I mean, these are, you always hear our coaches know each other.
Right.
These are best friends coaching against each other on Saturday, which I think is a cool thing.
That is a cool thing, particularly if the Gators win the game.
Even cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. JU hosting Bellarmine tonight at 7 here at Swisher. The Dolphins have won 2 of their last 3 games. Bellarmine is 6-12 overall and 1-5 in ASUN play. Got to get it done tonight if you're JU.
Yeah, JU's won 2 of the last 3. They should have won 3 in a row. I'm telling you, they lost 60. The one they didn't win in that stretch, they lost 62-60 to Central Arkansas. I watched that game. It was one of the. We've all had those games. They led that game for about 35 of the 40 minutes. It was that game, and then Central Arkansas came back at the end. So JU's playing at a good level. Yeah, and JU's got a bunch of home games. They started 4 of 6 on the road. Now they've got some home games. So hopefully they'll win against a Bellarmine team that always can shoot it, but has struggled this year playing defense.
Let's get it to golf. The Players' Championship announced today that Ludacris will perform for Military Appreciation Day on Tuesday, March the 10th.
Yep, and Lee Smith will be here to talk more about that. Comes up in just about 5 minutes. He is our golf analyst and the executive director of the Players' Championship. You know the Players' Championship is going to be so very well attended, planned out. They do a fantastic job. Man, I can't wait. I love the third week in March, don't you?
Oh,
second, or maybe it's the second week.
It's the best week of the year. I think.
It really is, man.
It's great.
It really is.
And I do like the March. I resisted it. I wasn't in favor of it. I loved it in May. But I actually, now that
you like it more, you like it better.
I think I've actually fallen more in love with it.
I don't know if I'm there. Number one, I love it both.
Yeah.
But it is a magnificent week.
At least you don't have the like stifling heat.
That's right.
You know, you have more pleasant days.
But I will tell you this. Look, Matt Rapp did a wonderful job. Obviously, Jared Rice did a wonderful job. The 2 predecessors to Lee Smith are good, but Lee is so good. He is so good, and he is such a golf guy. You know, he's such a golf guy, and so I look forward to talking to him in a few minutes. But I love that. I get excited when we get closer to Players Week.
Absolutely, the best player in the world is currently on the course. Scotty Scheffler tied for 5th at 8. Tied for 5th place at 8 under currently through 16 holes at the American Express Championship in La Quinta, California. Boy, that'd be something if Scheffler just went ahead and won his first event of the year.
So he's still good.
He still looks pretty good.
I wondered if he would still be good.
Yeah.
Looks like he's still good.
Now he's actually 9 under through 17 now, tied for 3rd.
Great. Okay.
So.
Thank you, JJ.
By the next time we blink, he'll probably be 10 under.
Yeah. Well, and again, that answers my question. Apparently, he's still good.
Yeah.
So,
wow. 9 under. How about that?
Yeah. Who knew?
First round of the year for Scheffler at the second event of the tour calendar. We'll get you out on the musical note of the day. Happy belated heavenly birthday to Janis Joplin, who was born in 1943. She would have turned 83 years old this year. Joplin died in 1970 at the age of 27. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. This is Piece of My Heart.
Great song. Is this your favorite Joplin song? Oh, this is so good. Well done, as always. Love Joplin. Me and Bobby McGee is probably my favorite. Written by Chris Christopherson, but this is so good. Well done, as always. When we come back, Lee Smith at 5 o'clock, Alex Ricker Gilbert at 5:15. A lot to do in the second hour of the program. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
At one time, it was great what we had.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
The kidding around.
The Drill.
You are a madman.
Mornings on 1010XL.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, it's Lizard Kings weekend. Go back in time to the mid to late 90s and pay tribute to our hockey roots. The Icemen will transform into the Lizard Kings with specialty jerseys and themed music. Friday, the first 2,000 fans get a Tom Coughlin bobblehead. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-POD. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jacks app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right. With Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber. It really did. And it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Peterbrook Chocolatier. With just under 2 months until the 2026 Players Championship, it was announced that three-time Grammy Award-winning artist Ludacris will be headlining the Players Military Appreciation Concert on Tuesday, March 10th to kick off the week. This week's tour event is the American Express at Pete Dye Stadium course in La Quinta, California. It's 67 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air & Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
All right, we thank our friends from Sunshine Turf. They put the putting green in my yard. They'll do the same for you if you want it. They're fantastic. Our friends from Sunshine Turf, the best turf specialists in all of Jacksonville. Francie and Carline here at the JU basketball game. We are here at the Cantina Rio. Come on by and say hello if you're on your way to the ball game. Let's talk a little golf. Our buddy Lee Smith joins us now. Ludacris is coming to town, Lee. Tell us all about that. Kind of a cool thing for the Players Championship.
Yeah, going to be a lot of fun, Frank. Good to hear from you guys. Sorry I'm not with you, driving back from PGA show in Orlando. But, yeah, you know, the Tuesday, March 10th, every Tuesday of Players Week is our Military Appreciation Day, our opportunity to show recognition and appreciation for, you know, military men and women and their service. With the third largest military community in the country here in Northeast Florida, it's always a proud day for us. And the heart of the event will still be the same, but it's nice to turn up the volume a little bit with three-time Grammy Award winner and have Ludacris take the stage.
Lee, what goes into going after the acts and things like that, and just how involved is that process, and how gratifying is it to get a musician of this stature?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Hayes. It's a long time. You know, we usually start kind of identifying what we want to accomplish. Always want to find some talent, and demand is certainly a hallmark. Another one is one that is military centric and certainly has a recognition, in that way. Certainly somebody that's, still current, and obviously has the talent and the music involved in that. And, it takes a while for us to not necessarily sell our program, but, understand that it's a little bit different. You're playing in front of a great audience, but in front of an iconic 17th hole in the Island Green there. So there's always a lot of steps that go into it. But the opportunity, I think it was back to 2020 when we kind of, moved off of kind of our normal genre. And so now in 2026, we thought this was an opportunity for us to do something a little bit different, which I think is another hallmark of the Players Championship. We always are constantly innovating, finding new opportunities to reach different audiences. And certainly Ludacris does that, not only being a hip hop superstar, but certainly an iconic actor as well in his roles in Fast and Furious and others. You now see him in a lot of commercials that maybe I wouldn't have noticed before.
That's exactly right. Lee Smith with us, the executive director of the Players Championship and our golf analyst. All right, Lee, we're essentially a month and a half out here. For you and your staff, where does that fall? Ticket sales, how are we doing? I mean, is it obviously we always ask you how nervous you are 2 or 3 weeks out. It was too early for that. But where's your staff now as you start getting ready? Because we're not that far away.
Yeah, no, this is kind of announcement time, Frank. You're from a structural and operation and a services standpoint, we're dotting those I's and crossing the T's. We always talk about that, the time for new ideas has passed now. We've got to execute our ideas. But, we last week, as we discussed, we announced our, new hospitality product with Iron and Wedge and the steakhouse that we're building. This week is, our concert announcement. Next week, we're announcing some additional experiences and a partnership with a venue right there on A1A in the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. The following week, we'll launch our military tickets and the complimentary tickets, of which we're adding 50% more complimentary tickets to Tuesday, that we, again, really want to show that recognition to our men and women of uniform. So kind of announcement time in sequential order here over the next few weeks, and to really build up the excitement and market the program. And I certainly would be remiss to not at least mention, with the announcement today of Ludacris, fans can go to theplayers.com/tickets and get their tickets for that concert on Tuesday.
The Sony Open concluded to kick off the tour season. Chris Gotterup with another great performance. Lee, what are you seeing out of him? And boy, he's somebody that it seems like at the end of 2026, with how he capped off 2025, he could be a household name.
No, you're exactly right. I think, and that's probably a miss on my part. I think even last week we were naming, obviously some of that young talent that, that feels like they could be household names, as you mentioned. And with him now winning, I think for the third time, and certainly starting to be a household name on some of those team events and, moving into the, top 30, top 20 in the world. Chris Gotterup is certainly an amazing talent and looks like somebody that's going to be a threat, not only for PGA Tour events, but, as major championships come, he's going to be a name that's going to be up there and one to watch.
By the way, Lee, speaking of golf guys playing now at the American Express, shocking news today. Scheffler is at 9 under. He's still good. Lee, who figured, right?
Yeah, it is. It's it's crazy. I think it sounds like maybe he hit a few balls over the winter, right? To stay sharp. No, I think the amazing field out there at the American Express. I think they got 27 of the top 50 to play in that event. That's been a staple on the tour for 60 plus years. Scotty is attempting. I think if I read correctly, attempting to win his 20th event before the age of 30. And as you can imagine, the person that did that previously was Tiger Woods. So certainly an amazing run that he's on. And as you mentioned, looks like it's going to continue.
Talk about a former number one, somebody that we hadn't heard from in a while, but made his presence felt at the Sony. Vijay Singh made the cut and finished fairly well. That's the charm about golf, isn't it? That a former champion like that can show up and make a cut and kind of show that still has some gas in the tank.
Absolutely. I mean, isn't it amazing throughout the season when you can identify winners, on the PGA Tour over 40 events, that there's winners in their 20s, there's winners in their 30s, winners in their 40s, and even sometimes in their 50s, and then you add Vijay in his 60s that still competing and making cuts. Certainly fun with him being a local guy and living here and doing a lot of his practicing and building his fame here in Ponte Vedra and the Jacksonville area. Certainly we're all rooting for Vijay to see kind of ventures back out on the Young Guys Tour is to make a mark and maybe see his names on the weekend more often.
Final thing for you, speaking of local guys, Billy Horschel played well today. He shot 8 under. What do you expect from him this year, Lee? What do you? I mean, Billy's a fun guy. He's a local guy. He's a Florida guy, but he's also kind of a fun guy. What are your expectations for him in the 26th season?
Yeah, I would say a lot. Obviously he had the injury, had some surgeries, and came back from that. So I think that was probably knocking the rust off. You're exactly right. I think you combine the word fun with Billy, but super intense at the same time. And the guy really, really works hard on not only his game, but on his preparation and his body and his fitness. It would be hard not to expect a lot of things out of him, hopefully heading into this season being fully healthy, being able to hopefully, play well early so that he can create his own schedule and start to pick where he wants to play and pick the golf courses that he has an affinity for and plays well on. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if we saw him win a couple times this year.
All right. Lee Smith checking in from the Players Championship as always. Lee, when you were making all those threes in high school, what number did you wear? What number were you?
Number 20.
Okay, number 20, that's too high. So I'm going to take the 2 off the 20, okay? And we are giving away 2 tickets to the practice round, the Wednesday practice round as we get closer and closer to the Players Championship. Lee Smith, who made all those threes, made a bunch of threes. You know that, Hayes?
Yeah.
Guy could shoot it. The word on the street is, I know people, okay? He could shoot it back then. That's what I heard.
The samurai.
But you know what? One thing I couldn't do was create my own shot. I needed somebody else to create it for me.
Yeah, and I think a mutual friend of ours did that, as a matter of fact. So you're exactly right. Lee Smith,
exactly right.
Great work as always. Caller number 2 now, 641-1010. Caller number 2 is headed to the practice round on Wednesday, and you're going to love it out there if you haven't been before. Lee, thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. We'll be live at UNF. We'll talk to you then. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that is Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players Championship and our golf analyst. We'll take a break. When we come back, our friend Alex Ricker-Gilbert steps by for the first time this year. He's the AD at JU. He's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL keeps it live and local even longer. Go into the night with Rick Ballou.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's got 2, maybe 3 good seasons left.
Then it's Hacker After Dark.
I think his record speaks for itself.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Folks, this month marks a big milestone for Nimnicht. 85 years of serving Jacksonville. Since 1941, Nimnicht has been more than a dealership. It's been part of this community. 4 generations of families, thousands of vehicles sold, and a reputation built on doing things the right way. So when you hear nobody but Nimnicht, that's 85 years of trust behind it. If you bought a car from Nimnicht, serviced one, or participated in one of the causes, you are part of that legacy. So stop by and celebrate 85 years with the Nimnicht family, because this milestone belongs to Jacksonville too. There's 2 great locations. There's Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett and Park, and there's Nimnicht Buick GMC located on Phillips Highway. They're proud of 85 years, and they should be. Nobody does it better than Nimnicht. So head to Nimnicht today, and if you want a great deal, the best deal, who gives it to you? Nobody but Nimnicht.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When D-Rock talks football, Jacksonville listens.
I'm listening intently.
Mike DiRocco.
With Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Brightened by Lee and Kate's Glass. Thursdays 10 to noon on 1010XL.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
A new year is the perfect time to finally get organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to home offices, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and more. Beautiful, functional storage for any space, lifestyle, and budget. Start the new year strong with 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free in-home consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit DFHSalesEvent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Discover the fun and freedom of boating. Don't miss the Jacksonville Boat Show, January 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Presented by VyStar Credit Union. Tickets at BoatJax.com. That's BoatJax.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We thank our friends from Stanley Pools. 904-269-7277. That's the number to call. They've built pools. They built ours, certainly renovated. They service our pool as well. The best pool company in town, my friends from Stanley Pools. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carlin, and our buddy Alex Ricker Gilbert here, the AD at JU. Good to see you for the first time this year.
You too, guys. Happy New Year. And I would argue that behind us is the nicest pool on a college campus in the country.
We've talked about it at length already. I don't know if you've been listening, but we've talked about that thing turned out gorgeous.
Yeah,
so when did it, Hayes was asking, when did it get done? I mean, what's
So we finished it July 25, so
Okay.
just happened.
Yeah.
It was about a year-long project.
Yeah.
And it is, obviously, right now it's a little chilly, unless you're from the north.
Right.
But most of the year it's pretty packed out there.
I got to tell you, and we say this all the time. We're at Cantina Rio, which is the cool little restaurant bar here. Where we always go live from on JU games. This view, not that this is anything new, but I have to be reminded, Alex, that this view here with the river behind it and just adjacent to the baseball and with that beautiful pool and those umbrellas, it's one of the most gorgeous college campuses you'll ever go. I mean, it really is. It really, for people that haven't been on the JU the JU campus, you got to come see this thing.
I'm biased, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean,
and you know, it's one of the few places in Jacksonville. It's got a lot of hills. There's different undulation.
Yeah.
It's the oak trees are beautiful and a lot of history here. And the river doesn't hurt.
How much has that facility helped in terms of bringing student athletes on campus and letting them see the amenities?
Yeah, I think it's just been part of the evolution of the physical plan here, and a lot of credit to President Koss for his vision over the last 13 years as our president. And something like that, if you're recruiting a basketball player, you have the practice facility, you have the beautiful campus, and you can bring them down here for lunch. It's once you get them on campus, it's hard for them to say no.
Now, I don't want to talk about the state of the program in a little bit. Let me start with basketball. Jordan was with us last hour. Wonderful guy. Looks like the basketball team's kind of found itself a little bit. Tough schedule to start, even including a tough ASUN schedule to start. Won 2 of the last 3, should have won all 3. That heartbreaker was the one in the middle, the Central Arkansas team. You see the team every game. How do you feel about them? What's your thoughts on this group?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the schedule, 14 out of 19 on the road to start the season. That's a bad AD. I'll lead with that. But yeah, it's just a different world. It's a different environment. We play a lot of games in the fall where we use to generate revenue, to get involved in this college athletics landscape and the revenue share model and the NIL model. And so our focus is always going to be on January 1 and beyond. And when you have, and that's the league play, and when you have 11 new guys and you lose some key pieces, it's going to take time. I mean, different level, but Florida's really finding their way. And it looks like one of, or if not the best team in the SEC. So I think you got to get to know these guys. And yeah, we played the top two teams in the league to kick off the league season. And, we lost by a possession to Austin Peay. And that was a battle. And the 4 losses we have in league are 1 through 4 in the standings. So, but after a really tough game, we had a long chat in the locker room after the Queens game here, and the guys have the ability. And after that night, they seem to have sort of turned the corner and have played really well. You said it, 1, 2 out of 3, probably could have gotten 3 out of 3, but we're just looking to be playing the best we can come February and March, because it's a one bid league. Doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish that thing. And Jordan's proven over his tenure that his teams play best in late February and March.
And Jordan told us a cool story about he kind of wanted to play one way, realized that's not really the way I like to play, and they're back to more of their identity, and you're seeing it reflected in the scoring defense numbers, because in that 3-game span where the Dolphins have won 2 or 3, only allowing like 58 points a game.
Yeah, we talked about that, Jordan and I. I actually said to him after a game we won in the fall, and we have an unbelievable relationship and are very open. I said, it doesn't feel like we have an identity. Like, what happens when things go wrong? What do we fall back on? What is that thing that we turn to? And we talked about that. And he said, you know what, you're right. We wanted to sort of play faster and get up and down, but I said, we have to be who you are.
Right.
And you're a tough-minded, defense-oriented coach who likes to play bigs, likes to play 2 bigs, and we've sort of gotten back to that, and we're beating people up a little bit with the 2 big lineup. And if you can out-physical people in this league, a lot of the time you're going to be in a pretty good position.
But here's the thing about that. I agree with all that, and Jordan had that same conversation with us. He's always played 3 out, 2 in. He hasn't played super fast. That's how he's played, and I agree with all that. But I can also tell you that it looks like might be one of the best shooting teams he's had.
Yeah.
So if you can, and as wonderful a coach as he is, and as much as we like him, they haven't always been good shooting. He'll tell you that.
Yep.
They haven't always been good shooting teams. If you can pair good shooting, which it looks like, Hayden Wood can shoot it now.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Chris Harris, when he gets healthy, Evan Sturck can shoot it.
Yes.
You might have a good shooting team that still plays that physical defense that Jordan Mincy teams play, right?
Exactly right. We talked about how high the ceiling is.
Yeah.
Now, you start 2 freshmen. You play a lot of you don't play many seniors, and so can you reach that ceiling? Obviously, that's the goal. But yeah, Evan can shoot it, Hayden can shoot it, Chris Lockett can shoot it, Arias can shoot it, and so it's there. It's there, that combination of that physical play and those shooters that you need in college basketball. We've talked a lot about that, Frank. The recipe, the ingredients are there, and again, we're just working towards playing our best ball here late in the season.
Yeah, without a doubt. What are some of the other success stories that are happening, outside of men's basketball that have, pleased you so far this academic year?
Yeah, we've had a banner year so far. We've made a couple of recent hires in both soccers and volleyball. Our volleyball coach won ASUN Coach of the Year in her second year, won 22 matches, best season in over a decade. Men's and women's soccer both made their semifinals, lost in overtime in PK, both finished second in the league. And women's basketball is having a really good year. They beat Georgia Tech in the fall. They have, I think, the best player in the league, who last week had 44 points in one game.
Wow.
36 in the second half in overtime. And she followed it up with 25 points and 20 rebounds in the next game. So needless to say, she was player of the week. So, we're having a really strong year. And it's just about to get going here in the spring with all of our spring sports kicking off.
This is your time. This is your time when you're everywhere. Tell me about baseball. What kind of team will Chris Hayes have this year?
Yeah, I think like basketball, there's a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
But I think he feels good about his pitching depth. I think he feels good about the lineup where they are. We do have some veteran leaders returning. And so, like always, he's going to have them right there fighting for a championship in the ASUN. And we're excited for you to check out the baseball stadium and the new wall that's gone up and the padding starting. And, center field may or may not be coming in a little bit. So our hitters will be hitters will be happy.
I heard Hayes said that both Daniel Murphy, a very smart baseball guy, and some dumb radio hack who's not as smart a baseball guy have always complained about that. Is that true? Is that that's the word on the street?
Yeah, that is true.
Okay.
The radio guy, I wouldn't qualify him as a dumb radio hack.
Yeah.
I think he knows a thing or two about baseball. But when you have Daniel Murphy making the same argument, it makes you look pretty smart.
Well, that's right. That's why the dumb radio hack gets louder. Okay, because he's got a smart guy talking about it.
In terms of men's basketball, the ASUN tournament has been sort of different formats. 12 teams in the league this year. Anything changed in terms of how the ASUN will conduct the men's basketball tournament, and how nice is it that it will be here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, we're thrilled to have a neutral site tournament, give it that tournament feel, and obviously we're thrilled to have it here in town. Yeah, so we've the last few years, it's been 10 teams in the tournament, high seed hosts. You travel around a lot. It's hard to book travel. It's hard to know where you're going when you win. And so this year, it's going to be every team, all 12. And the first day, on both the men's and women's side, 5 through 12 will play in first-round games. And then 1 through 4 will have a bye to the quarters in VyStar. The first-round games will be on UNF's campus. And if UNF is playing, that game will be on our campus.
Got it.
If UNF and JU are playing in that first round game, the higher seed will host that game. And so there's a chance that we could be on UNF's campus or our campus in that first round game, but hopefully we get hot and we get a bye to the quarters.
Yeah, that'd be the idea. Give me the Alex Ricker Gilbert, through your prism, the crazy state of college athletics. And that's a 10,000 feet question, but what concerns you the most? Is it portal? Is it NIL? Is it lack of guardrails? Where are you on all this?
I think that answer can go a lot of different ways. In my opinion, NIL and rev share and the payment of players isn't as significant of an issue because the market's not sort of free agency if the transfer portal can be controlled. If you can only go one time, if you can only go one time and maybe one time after you graduate, but not every year, because if you can go 4 times in 4 years, that creates the market that we see. And so if you limit that, for example, Steph Payne wouldn't have been able to leave Jacksonville University because he already had transferred once. Rob McCray wouldn't have necessarily I think that is the greatest concern. But at the end of the day, people like to blame why it happened. Ultimately, we're the ones to blame. The industry is the one to blame. People clamoring for change are the ones to blame. I sat in the council room in 2021 when we were ready to announce in the NCAA council room, we were ready to announce the policy, the NIL policy with guardrails. And what happened was the DOJ sent us a letter and said, if you try to restrict this in any way, we're going to come after you. And so that's really what created this free agency, this open market. And my biggest concern, yes, is the transfer piece, but secondary to that is trying to put anything back in the bag.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Great answer. You probably not knowing this, but Hayes knows this. When I was where was the SEC last year? Was it Atlanta? Wherever the SEC was last year. I was in Atlanta last year. I asked Greg Sankey, are you concerned about these conferences and Stanford playing a conference game in Tallahassee and the way NIL's out of control and the way he said, Frank, none of that's our first concern. Our first concern is players playing on different teams every year. The same thing you just said. He said, I'm not saying everything else is perfect. He said, but our biggest concern in college athletics, forget NIL and what conference who plays in and who gets all the money and TV contracts. He said, our teams playing for different schools every year. We've got to stop that.
Yeah.
It's same thing. Really, the exact same thing you just said.
It's like you as the dumb radio hack. It's me as the dumb athletics guy. And Sankey agrees with me. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. but he was passionate about it, Alex. I mean, he was passionate about it. We got we have to stop. And I don't know how we do.
What's your take? Obviously, the NCAA is fighting the Alabama player who got in a temporary restraining order to be able to play, but this is a player that was in the 2023 NBA draft and is now coming back to college basketball to play for Alabama. From your vantage point, I mean, how disturbing is that?
It's almost incomprehensible to look at some of the things that are now allowed that have never been allowed, that being one of them. Now, I don't know all the specifics of what he received or what he didn't receive, but if somebody's drafted into the NBA, I just find it hard to believe that they can then go back and play college basketball. I don't know if he signed a contract. Whatever that is, it then, even if his situation there's some validity to, it then opens up the door, like anything, to other, maybe even less valid reasons. And so once you give an inch, people are going to take a mile. And so like everything else, it's concerning. I'll tell you, we had kids that played here that are now playing overseas that thought, oh, that guy's doing it. We're going to text Coach Mincy and say, we want to come back.
Right.
After they've played professionally when they can't. And so
how about that? I'll be darned.
It's hard to know each specific situation. Then you look at the Duke suing their quarterback and what all that looks like. It's very challenging, and what makes it so challenging, as much flack as the NCAA has gotten historically because of the legal environment, they have absolutely no ability to hold anybody to their rules, because what ends up happening is there's a lawsuit or a judge that gets involved that has way more jurisdiction than they do. And that is the newest thing in the environment in the last few years that is cause for great concern, which is probably why, if we're going to get any change, it needs to be an act of Congress, and we know how that can go.
Yeah, Hayes, I don't know if you know this or not, but after all this happened, the Alabama player, word on the street is both Dee Brown and Otis Smith are coming back. Okay, so
that's right.
So there you go, and good luck getting that shot over Artis. Okay, I just tell you that. So there's that. Tonight, J.U. Bellarmine, what to expect? What to expect tonight?
Yeah, I think Bellarmine runs a system where they run a really sophisticated motion offense where they're going to move the ball a great deal. They have a new coach, first-year coach, who's actually the son of Scott Davenport, who was there for a long, long time. He was on his dad's staff, and they've got a couple of really good players. The Karazinski kid, I think, is as good a four-man in the league. They've been able to retain him for 4 years or 3 years. But we have to just do what we do. I think if we out-physical them, if we continue to lean on the guys you talked about in Wood and Arias and Lockett and Stirk and Don, if we play well, we should be able to handle business. But in 2026, you never know who's going to play well.
And boy, that's the world we're in. Alex Ricker-Gilbert, the terrific AD here.
Thank you for the gear.
Yeah, we got gear. Alex shows he's the best. Shows up with all kind of gear.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, hey, my first time to see your team in person tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you in about an hour and a half. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Sports sounds better on radio.
I love it. I love it.
You get the most live sports on 1010XL.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 146 888-646-1233.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Some plumbing companies say they're local, right up until you realize their headquarters are in New York City. At Holland Sons Plumbing, we're actually from here. Born, raised, and fixing leaks right here in Jacksonville. Holland Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of classic rock with legendary Queensryche vocalist Jeff Tate.
Performing the hit album Operation Mindcrime for the final time.
One night only, January 28th at Florida Theater. Timeless hits from the unmistakable voice of Jeff Tate. Get your tickets now at FloridaTheater.com.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time. Or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
The golden moment today, there's a lot of them. We thank Lee Smith for coming by and Alex Ricker-Gilbert, but I'm going to give it to our friend Jordan Mincy because we don't get to visit the basketball coach very often. Jordan Mincy came by, and what a delightful guy he is, talking all about the basketball season so far for JU. If they kind of found something, beat Bellarmine tonight, that'll be 3 wins in their last 4 games and be on a bit of a roll. So thanks to Jordan Mincy for coming by, the basketball coach here at JU. Look at that river. Is that gorgeous?
Really is.
You know what I want to do right now?
Swim?
Go on a boat.
Boat. That's probably better.
You know who could get us a boat? Do you know, of all the people you know and I know, and we know a lot of people, you know who could get us a boat? Do you know who could? You know who knows all about boats?
Who?
LaSelva.
Yeah.
JJ, you got a boat in there?
How do I get
a boat?
I have a boat show.
Let's do that then.
I have a boat show. I have a pair of tickets to Jacksonville's boat show at the Prime Osborne Center. That is this weekend, January 23rd to 25th. So be caller number 4 right now at 641-1010. You can see plenty of boats.
Wasn't that coincidental? We saw a river out here, and we just found out there's a boat show.
Bortles has to be at that, right?
He's got to be at a boat show, for crying out loud. Absolutely, he does. I'll tell you this as we kind of wind down here. It really is interesting when you talk to people that are in the game. Jordan Mincy, a basketball coach at the mid-level, at a mid-major, and Alex Ricker-Gilbert, who are both so good at their jobs. And again, we'll have the opportunity to visit with Bobby Kinnon and Nick Morrow same way next week when we're at UNF. But when you hear the fight they're in, look, everybody loves to work in sports. We have the best jobs in the world, Hayes. We talk about it all the time. We're so blessed to work in sports, and I mean that very sincerely. But and they love their jobs. They're passionate. But the challenge of being a basketball coach, like this guy Hayden Wood's really good. He's a 6'6" freshman from Springdale, Arkansas, who can really shoot it. He's a legitimately good player, and And as much as you want to get so excited about him, so excited, it's hard not to think it's hard to think he's not going to be at Missouri next year, right? Or Illinois next year, or wherever, and or if not there, a smaller,
Right. Well, I mean, there's 360 Division I teams in men's basketball. So, I mean, all it takes is, one of, let's say, the top 200 funded schools to be like, you know what, we like this kid.
Yeah.
And makes it a hard place to, I mean, because to these guys' credit, they understand the financial. I mean, they've told us that there's certain cases they don't negotiate. They don't try. They're like, look, if it's that amount, you've got to go.
Right.
I mean, you've got to go. So they, but yeah, it's.
Here's the reality. Okay. The reality is Hayden Wood is from that part of the country, and he's a terrific young guy, and he's a really good shooter, and he's got a chance to be a really good player. And because of that, JU, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find you $50,000 of NIL money because you're that important to us. And Hayden Wood said, and I'm throwing numbers out like I know, but you get the point. And we might even get to $75,000 because we don't have guys like you come around very often. And Hayden Wood and his family says, "Thank you, I'm so appreciative. I got to really consider this." Well, here comes Tulsa with $250.
Exactly.
That's what happens. So Tulsa comes along with $250, and Hayden Wood, no matter how much he likes Jordan Mincy, no matter how much he loves the river and the pool and his teachers and his classmates, Tulsa just threw out $250. I got to go.
Got to go.
And that's the world we're in.
Without a doubt. And again, it's not going to change anytime soon. So, they've got the right perspective. You've got to make it, you got to embrace the system that you're in, even if you don't agree with it necessarily, because the first ones that embrace it and adapt to it are going to have big success. And you're starting to see that. Again, the Indiana Hoosiers are the national champion in football. I mean, that would have been unthinkable 3 years ago. But it's possible now because of how RevShare and NIL works. If you get the right coach and you're well funded, it can happen. And again, so at every level you're having to adjust. And I think from what we've discussed at JU and at UNF, they have the right perspective, which is, look, we can't pay you what these other schools can, but what we can give you is 32 minutes a game to show what you can do at this level. And then from that, where as opposed to going and being the ninth guy on a bigger roster, come here, show what you can do in an expanded role, and then parlay that into a big contract somewhere else. But yeah, it's going to be more often than not 11 new guys instead of 3 new guys.
Yeah.
When you're operating at this in the Atlantic Sun.
Yeah. So we'll see. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap the program. Glad to be out here at JU. We love coming out here. We'll wrap the program after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The latest odds for the NFC Championship weekend in the AFC. The Denver Broncos home to face the Patriots. New England went 8-0 on the road this year. Denver without starting quarterback Bo Nix. Jarrett Stidham will get the start. Patriots a 4.5-point road favorite, minus 235. While the Broncos are plus 194, and the over-under in the Mile High City 42.5. While the Seahawks hosting the LA Rams in the NFC. Seattle on an 8-game win streak. They're a 2.5-point favorite, minus 138. Rams plus 118. Over under 46.5. The Rams, the highest scoring team in the NFL.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010XL.
I'm with Breakfast Cycles at Jacksonville, and the fall part of the year just offers so much fun, especially when you're out and about. Tell everybody what's happening with Triumph right now.
They have got a lot of new models on the road, from Scrambler 400s. They've got the legendary Rocket motorcycle. Lots of really cool bikes to choose from.
And the price point and all the tricks that come with the Triumph bike, they're all there.
They're all there. Entry level to the greatest of the great. We've got them.
Look for them online, cyclesofjacksonville.com. Check out their Facebook page or that showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlyon. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Hey, poker fans, it's a new year, and a new tournament series is coming to Best Bet Jacksonville. The 2026 Best Bet Blizzard on the Beach Poker Series runs from February 5th through the 16th. The event features 10 tournaments, $600,000 in guarantees, live-streamed events on Best Bet Live, and the $1,700 Mystery Bounty main event. Win your way in with satellites starting this month. Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills, drops, and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Are you taking weight loss drugs or medication that's making your hair fall out? Whether you're frustrated with results from treatments that just don't work, or you no longer have the fuller, thicker hair that you once had, there's a better way. Our hair restoration solutions have helped literally over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Ready to grow your hair back and have permanent, natural, and guaranteed results? For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime Family of Companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialist.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, lifetime flooring, and lifetime windows.
Glass and screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value. And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited lifetime offers.
Lifetime enclosures. Hi, I'm Jeff Winkler, CEO of Beam. Thanks to the players, we're providing emergency assistance and helping families achieve economic stability. Start getting ready. It's 47 days until the Players' Championship.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Frangie and Carline here, JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. We're live here at Cantina Rio on the JU campus. Look at that sunset over there. Is that nice?
Gorgeous.
That's what sunset's in the west, right? In that west?
I think so.
I had it down to east and west. I think it's west, and that's gorgeous over there, isn't it? Man, oh man, that's good. This is a gorgeous campus. Jesse Minter to the Ravens. Surprised?
I think it's a good sound hire. You know, the Ravens have confidence as an organization and their method. They identified John Harbaugh many moons ago, 18 years ago, and so I think they have confidence that, you know, Jesse Minter, who they're familiar with, and he's done a nice job. The Chargers had a big-time defense, and, you know, so it makes sense, you know, but obviously it's not a name that a lot of people it's going to pop to a lot of people, and I still, you know, question letting John Harbaugh walk out of your building, but I think they could have certainly, you know, done worse, and now again with Minter, it's going to be who's coordinating the offense and what becomes of Lamar Jackson. I mean, there's speculation that Lamar Jackson is getting traded this offseason. which, I mean, I'd be stunned by. But, you know, if that's the direction, the way the offseason has started for Baltimore is reflective of an organization that might be ready to make that kind of massive move and pivot to the next era of Ravens football.
All right, Mentor hired today Jeff Hafley, Robert Saleh, Anthony Campanile is in play. Resurgent on defensive guys? I mean, has Mike McDonald and Mike Vrabel gotten us thinking more defensively than we – I mean, for a while you had to have the offensive young gun. Now it's the defensive young gun.
And there was just such a brain drain on the offensive side in the last couple of carousels that, you know, I think it was just you were going to have, you know, a deeper pool of defensive-minded prospects than on the offensive side. So, yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. And, you know, again, if you're the Jaguars, you're thrilled with this Ravens hire. They had at least – you know, had some conversations with Campanile.
Right.
So another job is filled. There's still several more to go, but you're one step closer to retaining, hopefully, both of your coordinators. And if that happens, then, you know, 2026, you should be off and running with a chance to have another big-time season.
Boy, it is a world of young guns, though, isn't it? I mean, that's it. That's where we are now. I mean, it's not. I mean, maybe McCarthy gets Pittsburgh, but for the most part, buddy, it is. You know what? I mean, if you think about it, we said it the other day. All right, Andy Reid's not a young gun. Neither Harbaugh's a young gun, but they're not really old.
And they're new in their posts,
right? But I mean, just the profile of the guy getting hired, dude. It is the young. Whether it's an offensive young gun or a defensive young gun, it's even this year when we recycled people. Stefanski's still a young gun.
Right.
He got recycled, but they just recycled a young gun who was a young gun who's still – I mean, in my mind –
Saleh's a young guy.
Saleh's a young – and in my mind, I still see McVay and Shanahan as young guns. They're not.
Oh, they are.
But they're young guns.
They're young in life.
They're young, right. They're young guns who've just been in their job for a long time. So, I mean, that's – I mean, back in the day, the recycled coach was the hot – that day's over. I mean, and that doesn't mean there won't be exceptions, right?
Yeah. And again, I think analytics has become more and more prevalent as the years have gone on. And there is a clear dividing line between old school and new school with that.
That's right.
And I think it's just hard for coaches that, you know, were 3 decades or longer into their career before analytics really came on to fully embrace that. Whereas you've got guys that, you know, if you're 35 and younger, you've grown up in an analytics world. And I do think it's created a clear dividing line, and owners and GMs are gravitating more towards the coaches that have been, you know, raised in the analytical era.
You know, I was thinking about this too, about the analytics. Old people like me, I wonder if we'll get to a day when a generation from now or even closer to it, when it'll be even comical to think of not going for it on fourth. Because that's the big, of all the analytic stuff, that's the big one, is the not punting and not kicking field goals, right? I mean, you can look at all the other analytic stuff, but the prominent one is going for it on fourth. And because coaches go for it on fourth now, where the old school coach in a million years.
And you're going to see that in every game.
Right.
You know, the down 14 going for 2, you know, when you score to cut the deficit, you know, that you may not see that in every game, but you're always going to see a 4th and 1 or, you know, a 4th or 4 or less. That's going to come up in every football game you ever watch.
All right. Let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, what about this hiring cycle? Any surprises for you as we've gone through a percentage of these 10 jobs?
Not really. You know, I thought that McDermott would be able to certainly land at his feet, and we'll see what ends up happening. And it appears that Mike Tomlin wants to sit out a year. But outside of that, you know, it's for the most part, it's guys who have never coached before, maybe the exception being Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. But, I mean, you had in 2022, you had 10 coaching changes, only 2 of those remain. And last year there were 7. The year prior to that, there was 8. So, I mean, this is just an ongoing situation in the NFL. Frankly, I think they fire coaches a little bit too soon, but we're in a win now world. And, you know, if it doesn't work, they're going to replace you and start all over again. And, you know, you look at the pace between first-round quarterbacks and head coaches, and how many of them fail. I'd love to know the exact number on that. But, it's almost like half the quarterbacks, if not more, don't end up making it. And certainly these coaches, they go through it each and every year.
I've always believed, by the way, we fire coaches too fast. I just again, that makes me an old get off my lawn guy, I suppose, but it just seems that way.
Except Billy Napier.
Yeah, that wasn't too fast. Rick, what's coming up on the show tonight?
We got a lot of good stuff tonight. We're really going to look at these games. Can either one of these two teams win on the road? I mean, Drake May has fumbled 6 times, lost 3 of them, threw a couple of picks. Denver's number 1 in sacks. New England's allowed 10. Then you look at Seattle, L.A., those 2 games were decided by a combined 3 points in total. And they're playing in Seattle, where, of course, that 38-37 game was played last month. That's going to be real intriguing as well. So the Philly Godfather is going to join us. We'll break that down. We also got a lot of good stuff coming up here on the Jaguars. So I'm pretty excited about tonight's show.
All right. It's going to be a good one. We know it is. Thank you, Rick.
All right, guys.
That'll do it for our program. Do want to thank our friends from JU, Alex, Rickard Gilbert, and Jordan Mincy for stopping by today. As always, Lee Smith joined us by phone. He'll be with us every Thursday now, right through the end of golf season. That'll do it for our program. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballew's next. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.